Pat Musimill underneath the hood scoop. He got himself a twofer yesterday when he took down Tim Papp. This morning, temperatures are up. The racing surface, not unlike they haven't seen it this weekend.
Same as all weekend, man.
With the
same location.
Looks.
Same location.
Located in the same convenient location, too, yeah, I guess.
Just like the staging lanes.
Yeah, they struggle to find those.
Scotty, we talked about it all weekend. We started off with chilly conditions, and everybody got to enjoy hoodie weather. Now, we're in shorts and a T-shirt. Some of us in a crew shirt. But now, everything is a little bit different. The racetrack's hotter than it's been all weekend. You got some puffy clouds out there, but that sun is beaming bright down to the concrete here at Virginia Motorsports Park. And you are looking at the warmest track temp that you have seen so far this weekend for round number 2 of Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous.
Cam Clark going to kick us off here in our pro categories on Championship Sunday with a bye run. Freshly prepped racetrack. Let's see what he can do.
As soon as Cam breaks the stage beam, he'll be off to the semifinals. Wheels in the air, going to the left, and aborts mission. We'll coast down to a 444 at 119 miles per hour, but Cam's car was absolutely stuck to the racetrack. We talk about it numerous times. When you see a car drive to the left, the way these things rotate, when that right rear tire is hooked up and gone, it's going to drive to the left, and that's exactly what that car did. Was absolute maximum traction for the tune-up and the 4-link setup that he had, and that's why you saw it drive off to the left side of the groove. And now you've got 2 race cars that roll in that have had a good weekend thus far. Freddie Scriba, your number 1 qualifier, and Buddy Perkinson comes in after a career best run last night to put him in round number 2.
Perkinson will be on the right-hand side of the racetrack out of North Prince George, Virginia. The LAT Oil 69 Camaro for Brown Line Construction. And Freddie Scriba over on the left-hand side out of Millersville, Maryland. The 69 Camaro they call the Sorcerer. Scriba welding. Both these hot rods utilizing Pat Musi horsepower.
Freddie Scriba backed up the new national elapsed time record that he set earlier in the weekend, 360 with a 0. Backed it up last night with a 363. But now, all that's out the window. Got to go A to B. You've got to get down the racetrack. You better do it in a hurry. Buddy Perkinson, right-hand side for LAT Racing Oil. Brown Line Construction, Perkinson Construction. Everybody on board that Chevrolet on the right-hand side. Buddy laid down a career best run last night with a 364. That car is usually very consistent in these type of conditions. Jeff Pierce, the crew chief of choice for Buddy Perkinson, is Freddie Scriba. Doing it all in-house for the family program over there. A little help, Popeye Pat Houston. Freddie Scriba left side, Buddy Perkinson right side. This one could be decided on the starting line.
Here we go, Tyler. How about 2,000 separate them, but
Scriba doesn't get down. Buddy Perkinson does. 370 with a 4, 204 miles per hour. And Scotty, didn't mean to cut you off right there, but man, your number 1 qualifier goes down due to tire shake.
And I didn't mention it before they ran, but when you talk about guys who come in here on a warmer racetrack and go A to B, it's definitely Buddy Perkinson. He doesn't struggle with that program. So in Freddie Scriba, he knew he's going to have to hop it up a little because he knew that Buddy Perkinson was going to make the trip.
Yep, and I don't know if Freddie had it hopped up right there or he just, I don't know. But it was immediate tire shake for Freddie.
So Amber Denton and Billy Albert pulled through the water box. Albert on the right-hand side out of Withville, Virginia. The Stan Dance owned 2020 Camaro for structural mechanical. Amber Denton on the left-hand side. Team Redline Oil, the OG Jungle Rat 69 Camaro out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Hoosier Tire, Franklin Electric, SmartCom, and Jeff Pierce doing the tuning on this one. And you just saw a Jeff Pierce tune hot rod go A to B over on the right-hand side.
Yep, and really, let's be honest, the big thing here, you've got 2 crew chiefs that know how to get down the racetrack in the heat of the day. We just talked Jeff Pierce with Buddy Perkinson. Now let's talk Ricky Smith with Billy Albert. Billy Albert, in my mind, has had one of the best years he's had since he moved into Pro Nitrous. A new 2020 model Chevrolet Camaro for the Withville, Virginia-based engine builder. For Stan Nance and Structural Mechanical, Billy Albert is looking to finish one of the top 5 in the world here this season. Ricky Smith, a known crew chief for getting down the racetrack when it is warm outside.
Amber Denton left side, Billy Albert on the right. Championship Sunday here at the World Finals. This is what it's all about.
You're right, Scotty. These two, number 3 and number 4 in the standings. See how they close the year out. A win light for Billy Albert could propel him all the way to the number 3 spot if the rest of the day goes his way. Amber Denton first to stage. Reaction time advantage. They both go into tire shake, but Billy will make it to the finish line first. 4:21 at 148 miles per hour as Amber immediately went into tire shake. Over on the left-hand side of the racetrack is Billy Albert. Will move on to the semifinals.
So, Tyler.
This is your matchup right here.
Yes, sir.
And I think there's going to be a lane swap. Marcus Butner began the round planning for the left-hand side of the racetrack. I do believe that they are calling for a lane swap.
So, high drama as Marcus Butner pulls out onto the right side of the racetrack. He had lane choice, chose to go over on the right-hand side, and Jeff Pierce went running back to Tommy Franklin's machine with the laptop.
Big-time drama right now. Jeff Pierce has run back to Tommy Franklin's car, and we don't know if something is wrong. Marcus Butner has done the burnout. Tommy Franklin is on the clock. We hear the Pat Busey power come to life. And here comes Tommy Franklin, your number 1 in the championship point standings right now. If the Tommy Franklin owned Jungle Rat 3.0 pulling into the left-hand side of the racetrack turns on a win light, the championship is his. But for Marcus Butner, on the right-hand side of the racetrack, the Tobaccoville, North Carolina-based subcontractor for Butner Construction, he made a lane swap. That team said, we do not like something on the left-hand side of the racetrack, and we are going to make a move to the atomizer right-hand side. Tommy Franklin gets shoved over to the left-hand side where he just saw his daughter go into tire shake. Jeff Pierce ran back to the car. We don't know if there was a problem or if he was trying to make a tune-up change to see if he can get this car down the racetrack. This one is for it all, Scotty.
They don't get much bigger than this, Tyler, and a lot of drama going down even before they head to the stage balls. Tommy Franklin left side, Team Redline. Franklin Electric and SmartCom. Mincer Motorsports helping out, and Marcus Butner on the right-hand side, another one of those Redline oil machines for PST. Pat Busey horsepower, like you said, across the board. Here we go.
We talked about how this weekend both of these cars have performed very well. Right now, I think that's all out the window, and I think you've got to go A to B. Darrell talked about it this morning on PDRA Live. A to B is the name of the game on race day. The sun's out. The conditions are hotter than they've been all weekend long. Tommy Franklin, Marcus Butner. This one is for the World Championship. Not only is there a win on the line and $10,000 today, there's $25,000 up for grabs for the World Championship. Tommy Franklin, if you want it, go turn the win light on. Marcus Butner, you got to get around number 1 if you want to go all the way to win it and claim it for yourself. This one is for the World Championship. Two now separate them. Their wheels in the air side by side, and Marcus Butner turns it on by 1,000th of a second. 367.1 takes down a 368.1. They were 2 thou separated up front. Marcus Butner turns on the win by 12 thousandths of a second. And oh my, Scotty, this one is not done yet, but Marcus Butner just put it all into his own hands, and Jay Cox tuned him to a win light.
And you know what, Tyler? It'd be one thing if that was, you know, somebody knocking a tire off or somebody redlining, but that was a great side-by-side race, and Marcus Butner comes out with a win.
Yep, they had more power out the back in Butner's car. They were a number faster from the 330 to the 8th mile, and that was the difference in the drag race. Marcus Butner to the semifinals, and if he goes to the winner's circle, he is your world champion.
So now we're going to move over to WS Construction, a Pro Boost presented by Tide Drive and P2 Contracting. Kurt Stedding and Steve King, and we talked about this on PDRA Live. There's a chance that teammates will have to run each other. These two, not teammates. Steve King on the right-hand side for G-Force, Resolution Racing Services, and Pilot Electric. Out of Strasburg, Virginia, the Savage Corvette. Kurt Stedding on the left-hand side out of Carnegie, Pennsylvania. The 69 Camaro for P2, YO Motorsports, Tide Drive, Redline Oil, and NGK Spark Plugs. We watched our final pair in Pro Nitrous with a side-by-side duel to the finish line. We'll see right here, right now, how the Shark Tank of WS Construction Pro Boost is going to play out.
Kurt Stedding, Steve King, first pair, WS Construction Pro. Kurt Stedding understood the assignment, 006 and 366, 207 miles per hour. Kurt Stedding. Last night, he almost cost his team a race with a absolutely dead late reaction time that is not like Kurt. This morning, how about 006 leaving the starting line?
He made it up to him.
I know Miss Wendy. Miss Wendy might have yelled at him, got him all fired up this morning.
Well, Tyler, we talked about how big that round of Tommy Franklin and Marcus Butner was. Marcus Butner now holding his destiny in his own hands. Here we go with the Pro Boost World Champion Destiny Royal. Ty Tutterow, Melanie Salemi.
Right now, if you're Ty Tutterow, you have to feel really good. The reason why, let's look back at the last pair. They were teammates. Todd Tutterow tuned Kurt Stedding and went 366. John Salemi tuned Steve King and went into tire shake. Now, they're in the same lanes as their teammates were.
Tutterow, left side, like Tyler just said. Quick Fuel, Tide Drive, and Redline Oil. Your current points leader in the category, but the car trying to knock Ty down and take over that world championship. Melanie Salemi here on the right-hand side for G-Force, MSR Performance Engines, Ali Installations, and Resolution Racing Services. Purple Rain on the right-hand side and Maverick behind the wheel here on the left. Pro Street and Super Street. Pro Street and Super Street, we need you to the lanes. Pro Street and Super Street, we need you to the lanes, please.
Scotty, we had the same situation about two pair ago. Ty Tutterow left side. Win light, world champion. Melanie Salemi right side. She wants her first world championship. Got to get around the man who holds the key. Melanie reaction time advantage. Melanie's out of power, and Ty Tutterow is your 2025 WS Construction Pro Boost World Champion. Ty Tutterow, absolutely a complete 180 of a season. After a DNQ at this very racetrack in race 2, Justin Smith, Team Quick Fuel, WYO Motorsports, and Ty Tutterow has just won $25,000 as your Pro Boost World Champion here in the Red Line Oil Drag Racing Series.
Jason Harris and John Dock going to be our next pair out on the racing surface. Dock on the right-hand side out of Benson, North Carolina. For Southern Diamond, TKM Performance, Nasty Racing. Hart's Charger underneath that flat hood. And Jason Harris on the left-hand side, the Party Time Machine. For Southern Diamond, SP Tools, Hoosier, Pro Charger, LAT Racing Oil, and Braille Battery. Harris comes in the lower qualified machine. Your reigning world champion, as you can see now, we know that Ty Tutterow will carry that reign in 2026. John Dock right side, Jason Harris on the left, and all North Carolina matchup. And I don't know, I'd have to ask Chevy because he's from North Carolina, but I don't think Pittsburgh and Benson are far apart. He says no.
Google Maps says no. Across the hammer, 4,000 separate them. They are door to door. Win like goes. How about Jason Harris? 362-1 defeats a 364-6 with an absolutely gorgeous side-by-side drag race. Team Pro Charger. Gonna put one up on the Hart's Charger. 362-1 takes down John Dock's 364. We've got drama. Ed Burnley has completed the burnout. Randy Weatherford is on the clock. He cannot get this WS Construction Camaro to fire up. And it has come to life.
But Tyler, you know, yeah, the drama, it won't start, okay? Crews running around, drivers in there stressing out. Now it fires. Now you got to go do your job. How much will that impact the outcome of this race right here?
We will surely see by the burnout. Cool, calm, and collected, bud.
Okay.
Good to go in there.
Well, it doesn't hurt either that Weatherford's the veteran behind the wheel, you know.
Randy's made probably more runs down the racetrack than you and I have talked about down the racetrack.
Randy out of Danville, Virginia, the WS Construction Camaro. Burnley here on the right-hand side, out of Pasadena, Maryland, the Ironman Camaro for Southwind Refrigeration.
This is not a lap that Randy Weatherford can sleep on.
Sir.
He may come into race day as your #1 qualifier. He may have been low elapsed time of round 1, but you cannot sleep on the Ironman.
Absolutely not. We talk about it time and time again. We're in second round. This was a full field, so Ed Burnley took down someone in the first round. He can do it again here in the second round if Randy Weatherford's not on his game.
Down off they go. Burnley in trouble. Weatherford not. 361.5. 210 miles per hour for the Danville, Virginia WS Construction Harts Charger boosted. We'll move on.
I've been here. I've been there and I've been here.
A Harts Charger and a Pro Charger when they come back for the round of 4.
Competition Extreme Pro Stock presented by Sunny's World Class Racing Engines. Next down onto the racing surface.
This is my favorite part of my job down here. Just popped out of the car. Ty Tutterow. Kurt Stedding was the first one down here to congratulate you. A world championship. I can see all of the emotions, everything that's going through. Just let us in your head right now.
Yeah, this is just, it's been a hard year from blowing up at Galat to not qualifying at Virginia. All the glory goes to God, this crew, Justin Smith, Quick Fuel, Redline Oil, Wild Motorsports, Tide Drive, my dad, KB, Brad, my wife, my mom, kids. Whole family's here. Justin's whole family's here this weekend. It's just awesome, and it's just all the glory goes to God. I'm just proud to be a part of the team.
It's so cool to watch you come into your own this year. I know you've been doing plenty of things out here behind the computer, up under the hood, but watching you be able to still balance everything that you've done with what you're doing behind this car has been incredible, and I didn't have a question there. I just wanted to tell you.
Thank you. Yep. We got one more championship to try to win today.
This is awesome. Congratulations. Your 2025 Pro Boost World Champion, Ty Tutterow. The Prince has his crown.
Number 1.
Top bulbs illuminate out on the Christmas tree. Jordan Insolin left, Stephen Boone on the right. Ford versus Chevrolet. Here we go.
Stephen Boone runs into tire shake. Jordan Insolin runs to a wind light. 410, 176 miles per hour. The young gun will move on to a final here at the World Finals.
So Jordan Insolin just punched his ticket to the final round. Who will he face off against? We're about to find out. Elijah Morton, Alan Drinkwater pulled through the water box. Pro Street and Super Street, we need you. Pro Street and Super Street, if you're not here, you're late. Pro Street, Super Street, we need you. Morton on the left side of the racetrack out of Swansboro, North Carolina. The Double Trouble 2019 Mustang for Carolina Utilities, South State Development, and Allen Competition Engines. Alan Drinkwater, your 2025 AED Performance Extreme Pro Stock World Champion for flat out gaskets, AED competition, Ram clutches, Kazi race engines out of Maitland, Florida. The 08 Mustang over on the right-hand side. So Elijah Morton left side, Alan Drinkwater here on the right. Blue over Ford's going to go after it to see who faces another Ford in the final round. Three fires. Drinkwater with the starting line advantage to the top end. He'll turn on the win light. 4.080 to a 4.092 for Elijah Morton. But Alan Drinkwater going to march to yet another final round here in the Redline Oil PDRA Racing Series this year.
Oh my goodness, we were all crowded around the car listening to the PA. That is what the World Finals are all about here. This is Pro Nitrous. You and Tommy Franklin going head to head. Now Tommy was ahead of you, so you still got some business to take care of today.
Yeah, we do. Tommy's ahead of me, so we still got to go a few rounds, but that was we always race Tommy so tight. I mean, we're both usually the same on the tree, whether it's good or bad, but it's always like there's no advantage there. So that was a big win for us. He's probably the greatest racer out here. We have the most respect for him, and just I feel pretty good after that.
Now the pair in front of you had some shake, rattle, and roll over there. You switched lanes. You pleased with just making it down the racetrack, I assume? Yeah,
we was happy to go down the racetrack. I mean, you see two, with the group of racers we still had in it, two of them not go down. It wasn't worth the chance. Thankful we had lane choice.
Well, there you go. Lives on for another day. Marcus Butner chasing that world championship here in Pro Nitrous.
Pro 632 action.
Brian Falls got away with one last night. Can he carry it over right here against Sound? Stage bub. Kyle's already got her in the top bub. Falls inching it forward. Three fires. Falls with a reaction time advantage is not enough. Kyle gonna move on to the semifinals. 422, 170 miles an hour. If you're Brian Falls, though, can't hang your head on this weekend. Heck of a weekend for that crew.
Yeah, he was 0-11, letting go of the button, and just didn't have enough steam.
And what a pair we have next here, Scotty. A veteran and a young gun. About to go at it.
And two of the baddest cars in category. Carson Hoyle, right-hand side for ATI Performance Products. Walt Lanigan on the left-hand side. And then GTO, the hired gun.
Think about Walt Lanigan's momentum right now coming in here. One Galot.
Yeah.
Pro Stars, check.
I mean, he's had a successful season. He may not be your points champion, but again, you just talked about not hanging your hat on something. His performances throughout the year this season have been phenomenal.
Really great. And that Carson Hoyle kid in the atomizer lane right here. As a young man, I remember being in his spot coming into a series like this. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain in your first year. A lot of confidence built in that kid right now. He ain't worried about that old veteran in the left lane right here. He's wanting to kill that tree, and they're wanting to put a number on the board and go on to round number next.
I'm telling you, Carson is a known leaver already in the category. Stellar reaction times each and every time he comes up here to the starting line. We'll see if he's got enough in the tank, though, to take down Walt Lanigan, Jamie Miller, and the crew.
Separating Walter Lanigan has issues. Carson Hoyle, 16 on the tree, runs a 4:16 with a 7 at 170 miles an hour. Scotty, I'm telling you, that kid's got something going right now.
We knew when they came up that, you know, Carson Hoyle's reputation was going to precede him and that Walt Lanigan had to get up on the wheel, and he did his job. 10 going by the Christmas tree to Carson Hoyle's 16, but obviously some mechanical failure there somewhere, and not what he was looking for.
So as crew chiefs are starting to come up here for Pro Street to look at the racetrack, here comes your 2025 Pro Boost World Champion to the starting line. Ty Tutterow takes off the helmet and says, now I got to put on the crew chief hat. So he is tuning Ethan Stedding to try and get him a world championship as well.
Final car in category here in Pro 632, presented by PTC, and it's your world champion, Jeff Melnick.
Has had an awesome year. You couldn't write it up any better. I mean, this crew, I mean, what more can you say about them? I mean, they go out, they work hard, they test. Everything you want in a championship team, they got it right here, and they got a heck of a wheelman at the wheel.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Team Greenbrier Excavating, Mickey Thompson, PTP. They come into this event, your #1 qualifier, won a 4:09.4. You know, dipping down into record-setting territory. Of course, today's not the day for that. The air's just not going to be enough to get there, but Melnick has done an absolute phenomenal job behind the wheel of this Team Greenbrier Ford-powered Chevrolet.
Sure enough, Jeff, I mean, great top sportsman racer. Like I said, what more can you say about the man?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you own a car and you're looking for a driver, I think they made the right choice here in Jeff Melnick for Team Greenbrier.
100%. That Barry Allen horsepower has really flexed their muscles throughout the year. It honestly seems like every motor that they get a hold of just shows its horsepower. Yeah,
they're gonna show it to the Fuel Tech Winter Circle is what they're gonna do. So Melnick gonna be on a ladder by here in round number 2 for Team Greenbrier. Mickey Thompson, the stage is yours. .421 at 171 for Jeff Melnick, but I think the thing that stands out most to me on that run, 008 going by the Christmas tree.
Come on, we're talking about wheelman, Scotty.
He is one for sure. So we have Pro Street waiting in the wings. We're going to do a quick groom and groom on the racing surface, and we'll be right back up and running.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
We drive tech. We drive the industry. Going beyond the limits and advancing forward. A versatile all-in-one solution. We're here for you every step of the way. And that's why you see Fuel Tech everywhere.
Redline Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash the power of performance with the Edelbrock Group. For over 85 years, our legendary brands have been trusted by automotive enthusiasts around the world. From street performance to racing, our innovative solutions, engineering, and testing deliver unmatched power, precision, and reliability. Proudly manufactured in our 7 facilities across the U.S., we stand by the quality of our craftsmanship. The Edelbrock Group, where passion meets performance.
This is what you save your lunch money for. Welcome to the High Limit Room.
with Randy Weatherford down here. Randy has been very vocal this weekend, which I love to see. You're feeling confident. This car's running good. You're racing good, but is it a little tricky out there?
Oh, it's slick like that and stuff, but we just went 361 below for the round. Look at the hearts. That's it. Dustin, you're still a badass man.
I love it. Good luck. You got 2 more.
I got 2 more. It's going to be tough. I think I got to run tie, don't I? Little tie. It's going to be tough, but we can do it. See you next round.
Good luck. We almost left Kurt Stedding hanging down here. He's down here congratulating Ty on his world championship. But hey, you got it done, and I'm going to be a jerk here. What I said to you and Steve off camera, I'm going to say on camera. The 2 old boys were down here going 00 and teen on the tree. Did you eat your Wheaties this morning?
I did. I knew I had to be on my game, but first and foremost, we just watched my little brother, my teammate, part of our family, win the world championship here, which is badass. But I still want to win the race.
Yeah, he got his. You want to win that race.
Yeah, yep, I need to win it.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Canoli Express, 69 model Chevrolet Camaro with the white rally, or what not? Yeah, white rally stripes. Yeah. So that's the difference. They're both black 69 Camaros. Nick Agostino's is twin turbocharged.
I was fixing to say there's a little bit under the hood that's different.
Yeah, but visually. Nick's has the white stripes. Fletcher's has the ghost blue stripes. We'll talk about Agostino, left side, the Canoli Express, small block twin turbocharged. The left-hand side of the racetrack, Fletcher Cox. The right-hand side, Scotty. He's got a little bit more in a small block.
Yeah, he's got about 959 cubic inches underneath the hood scoop of that monster in the Training Day 69 Camaro for Team KTR. And I think that is part of why we love this class so much, the different power combinations. Look, there's still turbo cars in, there's nitrous cars, there's centrifugal cars, screw-blown cars, roots-blown cars. We got a whole variety.
5 combinations, 8 cars left. All 5 are represented.
As a rule maker, I don't think there's anything that you could ask for better than that.
Yep, the parity in the class this weekend has been top tier. You've seen the screw blower car reset the world record. You've seen the small block twin turbo car in the 380s. You've seen a nitrous car in the 380s. The roots blower cars, they've been in the 380s with Ethan. Everybody is right there. Right now, warmest conditions of the weekend, who can power manage the best? We're going to find out. Nick Agostino left side, Fletcher Cox right side. Your first pair in category. Here comes Pro Street.
Fletcher cuts the tree down, got the front end hiked up towards the finish line. It's going to be Fletcher Cox, 4 flat with a 6 at 186 tie.
Fletcher gets it done right there. Had the reaction time advantage, drove it like a true veteran. But don't forget, he's only raced 6 times in this race car. Fletcher Cox. Phil Schuler set him up with a really good chassis setup. We're going to watch it back on the FloRacing instant replay. You're going to see that 69 Camaro dig into the racetrack, gets the front end in the air, and moves him just a little bit to the right. But Fletcher grabs the steering wheel with that big paw of his and takes it down to the finish line to get a win light. Bill Riddle and Ethan Stedding. This one could be championship defining if it goes a certain way.
Riddle here on the left-hand side out of Howe, Michigan for the Corrigan Race Fuels. Mickey Thompson, Cigar City Garage, SSI Superchargers, and Red Line Oil is 89 Camaro. And Ethan Stedding on the right-hand side out of Carnegie, Pennsylvania, the 2022 model Camaro for P2, Red Line. YO Motorsports, Time Drive, and NGK.
Ethan Stedding enters this round 179 points ahead of Blake Denton. Blake Denton sits in the staging lanes. See, his pair is not yet to run. Ethan Stedding, he wants to keep that #1 sticker on the window. That P2 contracting Camaro, got to get around a past world champion in Bill Riddle. Bill Riddle this weekend has looked strong. Found some stuff in that car. He's driven really well. Ethan Stedding cannot sleep on Bill Riddle. Riddle is a past world champion for a reason. He steps up in big moments. This is none bigger for the young gun on the right-hand side. These guys are going to waste no time. They roll in. Stedding's in. Riddle's in. They are door to door. Top end. Win light goes Stedding. 394.4. Bill Riddle absolutely took the Christmas tree with him. 006. Ethan Stedding, 035. Just needed a little bit more horsepower for Riddle, who went 402 with a nice clean run after seeing Augustino struggle to get off the starting line. But Ethan Stedding, P2 contracting, WIO horsepower, trucks on to the semifinals.
Yeah, you know, we talk a lot about these championship scenarios. Ethan Stedding he's in control of his own destination, has to keep turning on win lights. We talked about it. He just did that. So we'll see how the rest of the round plays out. Marty Merlot, Richard Reagan. Merlot left-hand side at Archbold, Ohio. For Haltech, Atomizer, Motion Raceworks, Blaine Brothers Racing, the Blue Streak, 89 Ford Mustang, and Richard Reagan in Air Force One over on the right-hand side. For Reagan Excavating, Tim's Garage, Old Hot Wheels. Had a big weekend already, trying to cap it off with the 660 man here this weekend.
Marty Merlot, left-hand side, your #8 qualifier, comes in, face off with the hottest shoe in Pro Street, Richard Reagan. Reagan, your #1 qualifier, your new national elapsed time record holder. Would love nothing more than to end the year with a World Finals PDRA 660 man. Merlot is red, and Reagan gets away with one. Marty Merlot 417 at 183, but left the starting line 0.06 of a second too soon. Richard Reagan escapes round #2 of eliminations, and we'll move on to the semis.
Blake Denton behind the wheel of Bonnie, the 69 Camaro that's campaigned in Lizzie Musey's honor.
Was supposed to face Chris Toot.
Yeah.
We look over on the right-hand side of the racetrack.
She empty.
No Chris Toot. Something went astray on that Pelion, South Carolina Ford Mustang last night in round number 1. He was not able to make the call here on Sunday afternoon. So Blake Denton will have a competition broke single to the semifinals. Scotty, who's waiting?
Oh boy, Ethan Stedding and Blake Denton going to face off here next round. But right now, Blake Denton would like to make this trip, get some data on the racetrack for Redline Oil, Franklin Electric, Hoosier Tire, and SmartCom.
I think you want to go after lane choice.
Well,
but to do that, Stedding went 394.4. That was a lap.
Yeah. It's going to be tough, but Blake Denton and crew well equipped to get the job done. We'll see what happens here in just a couple seconds.
Solo shot for Blake Denton into the semifinals. Can he go quick enough to take lane choice away? Blake's having to drive it a little bit. 397.2, the matchup that we've been waiting for in Pro Street. It's 1 versus 2. Blake Denton needs a win light if he wants a world championship. If Ethan Stedding turns on a win light in the semis, it's over. Stedding goes in with lane choice by 0.03 of a second. So when we come back with 33-10-5 drag racing, it is 1 versus 2 for the world title.
Now we're going to make the jump over to PDRA Super Street presented by Brian's Heating and Cooling. 28-10-5 tires on the back of these machines. In our first match here in category, pair of red Mustangs. Billy Taylor, first event with us here on the PDRA Tour. Out of Kingsport, Tennessee, the 1991 Mustang. And hey, Billy, welcome to Super Street. You get to face off against Dan Wettstein here in round number 2, the reigning world champion. For Essex Motorsports, Pro Charger, atomizer injectors, ATI transmission, and Mincer Motorsports, Dan Wettstein lines up on the right-hand side. So Billy Taylor, first race with us here on the PDRA Tour in category, and Dan Wettstein on the right-hand side. Here are Fox Bottles. Here we go. Oh, they're having to drive a little bit of a pedal fest. Wettstein had him on the tree, and he'll cruise down to a 483, 153-mile-an-hour blast to turn the wind line on. Final pair in category, Austin Vincent and Carson Perry. And this was my marquee matchup to watch here in round number 2. Austin Vincent, couple-time winner on tour this season. Carson Perry for Team Greenbrier, laying down some unbelievable numbers here at the World Finals this weekend. Carson Perry out of Sims, North Carolina. Vincent out of Central City, Kentucky. Big weekend for Carson Perry. came in as your #1 qualifier in the category with career best numbers for that Team Greenbrier Chevrolet. Now separate them on reaction time. Good side-by-side drag race here. Top end. Look at Carson Perry go. 4:58.9 at 156 miles an hour. Austin Vincent was right there alongside at a 4:66 155. MagnaFuel Elite Top Sportsman firing up underneath the tower here at Virginia Motorsports Park. Back half Top Sportsman, we'll go ahead and take you to the lanes, please. Back half Top Sportsman, we need you to the staging lanes. So the quickest and fastest door cars with dial-ins pull through the water box. Tommy Brown and Dan Ferguson going to be our first pair out. Brown left side. For Brown Line Construction in the Camaro, $394 the dial. Dan Ferguson on the right-hand side out of Harrisburg, North Carolina. The Hellraiser 2000 Viper for Ross Trans and Wilkins Race Engines. He'll be dialed in out of $390. Light goes Tommy Brown. Tommy Brown lays down 18 total, 009 and dead on 9. I don't know if 9's a lucky number or something like that, but if so, Tommy Brown is rolling with it. He needed all of it. Ferguson 009 red dead 7. 200-mile-an-hour tour cars running dead on. Let's go. Randy Ferguson left side. The 67 Mustang is going to be dialed in out of 386. And Dwayne Gallagher on the right-hand side out of Cedarville, Ohio. The 68 Camaro dials in at a 392.
Randy Perkinson and Dwayne Gallagher. They were thinking about it for a while. They both decided at the same time. Randy Perkinson in control. Win light. Perkinson 18. Get there by 16 thousandths to turn on a win light. Gallagher missed it. Put it dead on 8. No good. Randy Perkinson moves on.
Big time championship implications coming up here through the water box. Scott Duggins and Dwayne Silence. Duggins left side out of Inman, South Carolina. There's Peanut Gallery behind me going off. 63 split window Corvette with the power, dials in out of 386. And Dwayne Silence over on the right-hand side, racing for a world championship out of Jacksonville, North Carolina. The Silence Service Center 68 Camaro dials in out of 394.
Dwayne Silence shut it down and still under by 9 thousandths of a second. Oh my goodness. I think potentially that might have just locked it up. With Dwayne Silence losing that pair, no matter what happens, right here, you just heard the burnout from your 2025 Elite Top Sportsman World Champion, Brian LaFlamme. LaFlamme right side, the Mooresville, North Carolina-based operations manager for Big Stuff TPM. The 67 model Mustang dialed in 383. Gonna take a swan song down the right-hand side of the racetrack where Ron Whitlock said, not so fast. Scotty, tell us about Ron.
Ron's out of Advanced, North Carolina, longtime player here in Elite Top Sportsman. With his GXP, it's dialed in at a 405, and he'd love to take home the World Final 660 man here this weekend, and then to tell the story about it. Hey, I beat the world champion to get it. So, but a very tough customer for the Big Stuff TPM Mustang over here on the right-hand side, and Brian LaFlamme. I mean, the man has done a phenomenal job all season.
He really has. That is how you take home a world championship. But right now, you want to go after the World Finals win. I know there's a lot of emotion right now in that car. Right now, you got a job to do. Go get another win light. And prove to everyone else why you are. Yep, that's why. LaFlamme is 004. Takes a lot at the stripe, though. Ron Whitlock turns on a win light. LaFlamme 15 thou under, gets there by 53. But you know what? The big picture wins today. Brian LaFlamme, your 2025 Elite Top Sportsman World Champion here in the Red Line Oil PDRA Drag Racing Series. Congratulations to the team out of Mooresville, North Carolina, and everyone back at home at Big Stuff.
In the pit area, Pro and Top Junior, we need both of you to the staging lanes at this time. Top and Pro Junior Dragsters, we need you to the staging lanes at this time. Back half Top Sportsman, we've called you. Back half Top Sportsman, we've called you. You're not in the lanes, you're late. Time for a little Reese Motorsports Insurance Elite Top Dragster presented by Greenbrier Paving and Excavating. And one of those Greenbrier machines out on the surface right now. First pair, Tisha Wilson, left-hand side out of Salisbury, North Carolina. For Greenbrier Excavating, Wilkins Race Engines, Hickory Enclosed Trailer Sales. Dials in out of 378. And Kellen Farmer, Team Race Tech, over on the right-hand side of the racetrack. He'll be dialed in out of 385. Wilson left, Farmer right. And Callan is 008 red. Tisha Wilson moves on to the next round. 383.9 on the 378 dial, letting go 20. Michael White, right-hand side of the racetrack. CNC Chemical Par Racing Engine, Sam and Dave's Auto Sales. And the guy that holds his destiny in the palm of his hand, Steve Furr. Out of Harrisburg, North Carolina, the Red Rocket 2013 American chassis for Hoosier. VP Race Fuels, APD, Mosier Engineering, and House of Paint Performance. 379 to dial in for the multi-time champion over on the left-hand side of the racetrack. And if he wants another one, he needs to turn the rest of the win lights on. Steve Furr has been in this situation before. Michael White, he's just racing for a 660 man. Here we go. Furr in trouble. Michael White is 006, but the win light goes to Steve Furr. 383.7 on the 379. White goes a 385.4 on the 376.
Something happened to Spud's car right there. He just did not run out the back end of the racetrack. Steve Furr. Tick, tick, tick. Here comes Steve Furr. Will he be back on the stage as a world champion? 2 more rounds. We're going to find out.
Russ Whitlock out next on the right-hand side out of Mocksville, North Carolina. The 08 Race Tech for Hoosier and Sunrise Tire dials in at a 384. And Dickie Smith, left-hand side. The Corbin Smith Dreamcatcher Race Tech for Mazier, Paragon Pro, Hoosier, Computech, and Corbin's RV. He'll be dialed in out of 385. Russ Whitlock is 8 thou red. Dickie Smith, perfect and 2 above. Moving on to the next round, but man, trip zip for Dickie Smith. Good job. Brian Anderson and Lindsey Coleman. Final pairing category. Anderson, left-hand side. The 2023 Race Tech out of Carson, Virginia, dials in out of 379, and Lindsey Coleman on the right-hand side. The Coleman Automotive 2017 American chassis for Platinum Coast Properties. Cousins Towing, Donnie and Julie Wilson, 376 a dial for his hot rod. Coleman with the reaction time advantage in the wind light. 380 on the 76. Brian Anderson was 38, letting go. 383 on a 379 and no good. So it looks like MagnaFuel back half top Sportsman going to be our next category out on the racing surface. So our first pair out on the racing surface, David Wheaton, Mike Alexander Jr. Mike on the right-hand side, the Grinch 63 split window for Walk and Tall Garage and Alexander Backhoe. David Wheaton left-hand side out of King George, Virginia for CMR Creighton Rigging and 660 race cars. Back half top dragster, we need you. Back half top dragster, we need you. David Wheaton, Mike Alexander Jr. going to kick us off here in Magnafuel Top Sportsman. David Wheaton, Mike Alexander, pre-stage bulbs start to illuminate, and here we go. David Wheaton has issues. Had him on the starting line, 13 to a 23, but Mike Alexander going to turn on the win light.
Yeah, something happened to Big Dave's car right there. It almost sounds like it didn't make a gear change, or it just went silent.
Good matchup right here, Ty. Gary Pitts out of Fredericksburg, Virginia in the Mustang for Clore Automotive. And Jeff Melnick, the Exotic Fab Avenger out of Hubbard, Ohio on the right-hand side. 416 for Melnick, 436 for Pitts. Gary Pitts with the better reaction time. Top end they go. Win light for Melnick. Gary Pitts runs out by 7 thousandths of a second, taking 22 thou down at the stripe. No good. Kenny Hunt left side. 57 Chevy. 467 the Dow. And Charlie Boy over in the Chevelle on the right-hand side.
Yeah, buddy. I'm back.
448.
I popped back in. Saw the Chevelle coming. Yes. The announcer's room favorite car of the weekend. 100%. Two really good looking hot rods, a 57 Chevy, left-hand side, and a Chevelle, right-hand side. Love it. Here we go. Another pair in Top Sportsman, Top Dragster 48. Top Dragster 48, it's now down to 12. We need you. Another rear staging prepared. Charlie Boy's luck may have run out. It has. Charlie Boy missed it. Tried to play chase. Chased him through to be on Kenny out. 0-15. Caught the big gap at the finish line and bailed out, killing 6 miles per hour to be above by 400ths. Kenny out. We'll move on. Stacy Hall, left-hand side, the South Carolina-based engine builder, dials in 416, and Robbie Crenshaw, Abilene Express 89 model Cutlass. Dials in 428. Stacy and Robbie Crenshaw, reaction time advantage, breaks it out on the top end. Stacy Hall lays down 13 total, didn't give him a lot of room. Crenshaw, 002 up front, took 34 to be under by 33. Huh? No, 23. I can't count. Numbers hard.
On Sunday, sometimes they are.
Told you. Stacy Hall, though, 13 total at 174 miles per hour. Dead on, smooth for Stacy Hall.
Doug Robinson next out on the right-hand side. The Juice Man GXP with the Nesbitt horsepower out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. 445 the dial. In the House of Pain, Mark Payne trying to win his own power purse. Here on the left-hand side for Moser Engineering, Precision Turbo, Rogers Automotive, and Mickey Thompson Tires. He'll be dialed in at a 440. $6,000 on the line here in Magnafield Top Sportsman back half. The power purse from House of Pain. Tyler, if Mark wins that, does he just make the check to himself?
Yeah. It's called a write-off for the business. Nah, it's really cool to see racers kicking in, helping grow the series, putting money back into racers' hands. I don't guess there's a rule about winning your own, is there?
Mark Payne would like to be the first one to do so, I can promise you that.
Most definitely. Payne has had a rough weekend. Heard a lot of parts in that camp. They've got a lot of spares in it. It is not running a normal Mark Payne A+ program, but he is happy with it thus far because it's still turning on wind lights. Mark Payne, Doug Robinson, next up. Robinson in control. Payne going to try to get there. He sits it down and pulls out a wind light. Mark Payne drove that finish line like a absolute pro. 36 dead on 3, gets there 0.02 of a second. Doug Robinson 10 and 3 above. No good. Mark Payne. Nice way of driving the finish line. Moves on to the round of 6.
Michael Ciro on the right-hand side. Good-looking Chevrolet Camaro dials in at a 407. And Joe Robachek, left-hand side of the racetrack. The Big Stuff TPM 68 Camaro from Azir and Premier Landscape. Robachek still in contention for a world championship, Tyler.
Very simple process. Win, win, and win some more. That's what it's going to take. If Michael Ciro takes down Joe Robachek, your top Sportsman world champion is Jeff Talvaccio. If not, the drama continues.
Let's call it Soap Opera Sunday, buddy.
Thank you for tuning in to All My Children. Here we are.
You got some explaining to do, Lucy.
007. Can he put the number on the board? Yes, he can. Joe Robachek, 007, one above, gets there 11th thou, lays down 20 total, locks out Michael Cerro, who is 24 up front and absolutely no chance. Joe Robachek is trying to win another world championship here today on Sunday.
Now it's time for some classic graphics. Top Junior Dragster presented by Philadelphia Racing Products. Jackson Harefield, Madison Pickens going to be the first pair out on the racing surface. Jackson dials in at a 12-12 on the summit lane, the left-hand side of the track. Right-hand side, Madison Pickens, 891 the dial. Harefield and Pickens head to the finish line. Win light goes to Harefield. 75 going by the tree. 12-14 on the 12-12. Abby Lynn McCafferty, left side of the racetrack out of Waynesboro, Georgia, dials in out of 893. Braden Creighton on the right-hand side. Out of Kannapolis, North Carolina for Finney Builders, Premier Concrete Solutions. Braden dials in at 890.
Abby Lynn McCafferty, reaction time advantage. But the win light shines for Braden Creighton. Abby Lynn not running the number, and Braden sneaks inside of that by 17 thousandths of a second.
In the pit area, Edelbrock, Bracket Bash. Edelbrock, Bracket Bash, we need you. Edelbrock, Bracket Bash for your next round of eliminations. We need you to the staging lanes at this time, please. James Beatty III, left-hand side for ATI Performance Products and Computech, 890. Kylie Varner on the right-hand side out of Hampton, Virginia, 898. James is 10 red. Kylie Varner 001 and moving on. 901 on the 898 for Kylie. Tori Underwood left side out of Quinton, Virginia. 9 flat to down. Carla Gilbert on the right-hand side, 896.
Tori Underwood, left-hand side. Carla Gilbert, right side. I do believe it's our final pair in category. We leave the starting line, Tori Underwood. A slight reaction time advantage on the left-hand side of the racetrack. The white and blue junior dragster goes to the top end with a win light. Tori Underwood by 1,000th of a second. 001 margin of victory takes down Carla Gilbert. Carla 4 above, Tori 6 above, and 1,000th of a second separated those two young drivers at the finish line.
So here we go with Paragon Pro Juniors presented by Philadelphia Racing Products. Cameron Helms and Chris Supper is going to lead us out. 790 the index for these machines and a pro tree to leave on. Helms out of Midland, North Carolina. Supper's out of Manassas, Virginia. 790 the index that hopefully Dad's got you tuned up to go.
Suppers lights it up, 7th hour red. It's Cameron Helms. We'll turn on a win light, 795.8 on the 790 index. Cameron Helms will be back for the round of 4.
Rowan Parlett out of Mechanicsville, Maryland. Team Computech. And CJ Jenkins over here on the right-hand side out of Jamesville, North Carolina. Edelbrock Bracket Bash, we've called you. Edelbrock Bracket Bash. For your next round of eliminations, we've called you. Final call for back half top dragster. You're late. Tyler, how about being 007 and late, but still turning on the win light?
Win light's all that matters. 7, dead on 6. How about 13 total for Rowan Parlett? CJ Jenkins left the starting line. Trip. Absolutely perfect. We'll go 794.8 and can't run the number. Rowan Parlett, 13 total. We'll move on.
John Krieger Jr. next out on the left-hand side of the racetrack out of Hampton, Virginia, the 2022 half scale. And Alyssa Tillman here on the right-hand side out of Henrico for Hubble Motorsports and Race Star Wheels.
Top dragster 48. Need you in the lanes. Bracket Bash will take you now. Bracket Bash, we need you as well. Bracket Bash, need you to the lanes.
John Krieger Jr. moves on as Alyssa Tillman's 001 red. Mackenzie Alexander, left-hand side. Cameron Boyd on the right. Of course, Alexander, your freshly crowned 2025 Redline Oil PDRA Racing Series Paragon Pro Junior Dragster champion. Cameron Boyd rolls in deep, and Mackenzie Alexander going to turn on yet another win line. So, Tyler, we have been harping on championship scenarios all afternoon. We're not done yet. So if you're tired of listening to that, you may want to turn the volume down on the broadcast. But here comes another one.
Got another one.
Dave Petrovsky, left side. Glick Fire Equipment dials in at a 421. And Greg Kimball on the right-hand side at a Concord, North Carolina. Tony Wilson Hauling, Premier Concrete, Butler Built, and Wilkins Race Engines. He'll be dialed in at a 422, and his destiny is in his hands. Petrovsky left side. Kimball on the right. 422 to a 421. Gray's destiny in his hands right here. Needs to turn on a wind light.
Dave Petrovsky, Gray Kimball. Kimball chasing a world championship. They are dead even up front. Who puts it closer to the dial-in? Wind light goes Petrovsky. It is over by 1 stinking thousandth of a second. Clayton Roberts is now your top dragster world champion. Gray Kimball, 1 stinking thou behind Dave Petrovsky at the finish line. Both of them let go 21. Petrovsky dead 6, Kimball dead 7. What a mean drag race that was. Dave Petrovsky by 1,000th of a second moves on. Kimball out of competition, and Clayton Roberts will now be your 2025 top dragster world champion.
Mike Sullivan right side, 424 the dial. The Feather Light Batteries undercover chassis, and Jimmy Albertson on the left side. The race tech out of Wallace, North Carolina, dials in at a 423. Top end win light goes to Albertson, who's also trying to march up the point standings here some. 425-2 on the 423. Mike Sullivan runs out by 6 thou, taking 38 thou down at the stripe.
Will Kreisman left side, the Car Racing Engine CNC Chemical Dragster dialed in 427, and Troy Williams right hand side, the Warrenton, Virginia-based Nesbitt Power Dragster, known as Carbon Copy, dials in 429. Kreisman's got 12 thou in the bag. Troy grabs the brake pedal, stops, and it's not enough. Will Kreisman 005 get their 26 thou to lay down 20 total. Troy had to be dead on 3 or better to turn on a wind light. Will Kreisman, the young gun, handing them out here this weekend.
Kevin O'Brien next out on the right-hand side, part of that Team Greenbrier. Out of Salisbury, North Carolina, 423 the dial, and J.B. Donati, left-hand side, local runner. Out of Henrico, dials in at a 421.
JB's got problems. Not sure what happened to JB right there, but as soon as he let go of the button, that car drove hard to the left. Kevin O'Brien realized it, stepped out of the pedal, and will turn on a wind light. So your next pair complete their burnouts, and it's Joe Gary. JoJo left side dialed in 434, and Kimberly Messer, past world champion in category, dials in 441.
Dead even, 004 reaction times across the board, and Joe Gary's going to light the lamps, being 14 total. Joe Gary on to the next round. Lucas Salemi, left-hand side of the racetrack out of Clarence Center, New York, 427 the dial. And Matt Parlett on the right-hand side out of Mechanicsville, barreling for Computech and ATI. He'll be dialed in at a 426.
Separate them. Advantage goes Parlett. Double breakout win light goes Parlett. Parlett under by 6 thou. Lucas under by 9 thou. Double breakout win light goes to Team Computech out of Mechanicsville, Maryland. Top Dragster is now complete. Now we move into round number 3 of Edelbrock Bracket Bash. Round 3 of Edelbrock Bracket Bash brought to you by Comp Cams.
First pair out, Edelbrock Bracket Bash, presented by Comp Cams. Wesley Washington Jr., left-hand side of the racetrack. His Camaro out of Fredericksburg is going to be dialed in at a 583. Greg Maddox over on the right-hand side out of Lynchburg, Virginia. The 06 Diamond chassis dials in at a 489. Wesley moving on to round number 4. Dead 2, 28 total. Sean Smith deal on the right-hand side. In Shrek. Eddie Roller left-hand side. The 86 Mustang dials in at a 594, 470 for Smithfield. Smithfield's red, and Eddie gets away with one. He's 49 letting go, airs it out to be 5 thou under. Corinne Campbell left side, 518. Gary Cox in the Chevy 2, 556. Gary Cox, your winner, 29 letting go, 58 on a 56, taking 003 down at the stripe. Brian Pryor left side, 506 the dial for the Camaro. And Jesse Casper in the Mustang on the right side, 571. Two thou separate them. 006 to a 004 top end. The win light goes to Pryor, who is 7 total. Wow. Chad Trailer, left-hand side, 453 the dial. Camaro right side, 523. All pro categories, you are on standby. All pro categories, you are on standby. Get them on the ground, buttoned up and ready to go. Trailer is perfect, letting go. And your winner, how about 9 total for Chad Trailer? Greg Haynes, left-hand side. 565 the dial. Stephen Lauderback, the Dragster on the right-hand side, 482. This one should be all Lauderback. And it is 483 on the 482. Wes Weaver and Robert Pryor, our next pair out. Pryor on the right-hand side. The Iceman Monte Carlo dials in at a 501. Weaver left side. The Camaro out of Orange County, Virginia. For Weaver's Automotive, dials in at a 537. This one should be all Wes Weaver. Haussling the gas down on the top end to put it dead 1 and 7 total. A little bit of debris down in the shutdown area. We're going to have to pick that up real quick before we go back to racing. The right side out of Chesapeake, Virginia, the 09 Miller chassis for affordable trans 660 race car technology. 452 and Eden Lucard left side. 449 the dial. Brandy Main, 24, going by the tree, 1 above, taking 35 thou down at the stripe for the dub. Brian Mullison on the left-hand side, 456, and Billy Brewster, the wagon, over on the right-hand side. Brewster in the wagon, better reaction time, top end, and a win light. 006, 2 above, taking 01 down at the stripe for the dub. Randy Rubush left side. Dragster out of Staunton dials in at a 504, and Doug Foley out of Mooresville, North Carolina. The S10 dials in at a 583.
Douglas in absolute full control. Win light, Dougie. 7 get there a bunch to Rubush missed it, 2 above. Will be dropping the back door as Joe's brother moves on to round number next.
Johnny Moyer on the right-hand side, 514 the dial for the Camaro, and Chase Mars, left side dragster. He'll be dialed in at a 467. Goes red. Chase Mars is moving on. There's it out. 65 on the 67 dial. JT Taylor, left-hand side of the racetrack. The 87 Camaro dials in at a 514. 472. Ava Maloney over on the right-hand side. Good drag race. To the top end they go. Win light shines for JT Taylor. 6 going by the tree. 4 above for the dub. Daniel Hambright, left-hand side, 585 the dial. 449 on the right-hand side. Daniel is 008 red. 1 above. 28 letting go for the atomizer lane. Dead 9. 37 total. Todd Atkinson left side. 69 Camaro, 596 the dial. And Ernie Lumpkin in the 55 Bel Air. Dials in at a 547. Ernie Lumpkin, 16 total and moving on. Todd Atkinson was 19 letting go. And runs out. Zach Shirky on the right-hand side at Originally Maryland. 2014 Race Tech dials in at a 492. And Larry Miller out of Sandston, Virginia, left-hand side. The Chevelle, 582 the dial. $3,000 advantage goes to Larry Miller. But the win line goes to Shirky. 20, good one. Larry Miller gets there by 18,000 and runs out 1,000. Richard Tillman, right side, 477. Dylan Withrow on the left, 625. Withrow is 006 and behind, 004. Richard, dead 7. How about 11 total? Schweitzer Dynamics Pro Nitrous will take you to the staging lanes. Pro Nitrous. For your next round of eliminations, we'll take you. Pro Boost. We'll take you to lanes. Pro Boost, we need you. Brandon Ennis on the single by run. Pro Nitrous, Pro Boost, we need you for your next round of eliminations, please. .486 on the 485 dial-in. So some quick track prep. Right now, we need Pro Nitrous, Pro Boost, Pro Stock, Pro 632 to the staging lanes for your next round of eliminations, please. Nitrous, Boost, Pro Stock, and Pro 632, we need you.
Check, check.
Red Line Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me. Formulated to win, proven by me. Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Unleash the power of performance with the Edelbrock Group. For over 85 years, our legendary brands have been trusted by automotive enthusiasts around the world. From street performance to racing, our innovative solutions, engineering, and testing deliver unmatched power, precision, and reliability. Proudly manufactured in our 7 facilities across the U.S., we stand by the quality of our craftsmanship. The Edelbrock Group, where passion meets performance.
This is what you save your lunch money for.
Welcome to the High Limit Room.
Red Line Oil, formulated to win, proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
Proven by me. Formulated to win, proven by me. Proven by me.
Proven by me.
Proven by me. Proven by me.
Formulated to win, proven by me.
We drive tech. We drive the industry. Going beyond the limits and advancing forward. A versatile all-in-one solution. We're here for you every step of the way. And that's why you see Fuel Tech everywhere.